Hi Weather Wizards, my name is Chelsea Shelton and I'm an Oklahoma 4-H STEMist, and you're watching Day 5 of our Weather Wizards camp, where we have special guest Mr. Rob Hill, who is the Stillwater Emergency Management Director.
Hi, my name is Rob Hill. I'm the Emergency Management Director for the City of Stillwater. I've been with this department for the last 18 years and I've been the Emergency Management Director for the last 5. Welcome to the Emergency Operations Center. This is our facility that we run city government out of during an emergency. It's located in the basement of City Hall. It's in a fortified location. It's in a secure location. And this is where we run government when we have an emergency such as tornadoes, large floods, severe thunderstorms, you name it. So what we do is we invite city staff to come to this room. They work out of a cubicle that you see behind me. Those cubicles are designed for them to support the efforts in the field of the first responders. It's police, fire, emergency medical, power crews, water crews, waste management crews, any crew that we have that's out in the field trying to help us recover or respond to an emergency disaster. These people in this room support those efforts.
Can you tell us a little bit about this room?
So this is our IOC, or Incident Operations Center. This is for more immediate need and response. From here we have 5 workstations. Each workstation has a very specific set of job tasks that they do. This room gets used primarily for severe weather. We monitor statewide events, we monitor local events, we monitor what's coming, what's gone through. We track all of the, if there was hail, if there was wind, if there was heavy rains, we track all that and we relay that to the National Weather Service from here. If we have a special event within the community where we have more than 5,000 people in attendance, we will stand this room up with a 2-person occupancy to monitor the things that are going on in the community. We listen to the police department, we listen to the fire department. We try to anticipate any needs that are going to be had in the field so that we can support their efforts, primarily weather. During OSU home football games, we stand this room up in support of the OSU Emergency Management Office so that we can watch the weather, provide them information. From here we can also set off the outdoor warning systems, the storm sirens. We relay that type of information to the Boone Pickens command post and let them know before we activate it so that they can have an opportunity to have 65,000 people take cover before we just sound the system, right? So we communicate with a lot of different agencies and a lot of different groups out of this room, and it's all in support of events that are taking place in the community. We activate storm sirens, we monitor the National Weather Service, we dispatch our volunteers and our storm spotters from this location to go out into the field and sit for hours and watch the weather when we have severe weather. This room is very busy for us. We spend a lot of time in this room after hours, early mornings, late nights. Whenever there's severe weather, we're usually in here. Whenever there's a special event, we're in here. But this is usually, the IOC is activated before the Emergency Operations Center, and that's important to know. Not always, but most of the time.
As part of your job, do you have to monitor weather conditions?
If you see on that second screen from the right, the one with the text on it, that is what we call NWS Chat. If you look right there from Randy Bowers this morning at 3:20, he said, "Good morning, everyone. No major changes to the forecast," right? So they relay information to us throughout the course of the day through this chat room. And what it does is it provides us an insight in what they're thinking at the Norman Forecast Office and what we can anticipate here. When we have information, we type it in the bottom of that screen and we send it and it pops up there. So news media, academia, military, Department of Defense, other emergency managers throughout the state of Oklahoma, they can all see what's happening here and the questions that we're posing. So a lot of times that is our direct line of communications to the National Weather Service during events or pre-events.
Mr. Hill, what should we have in our emergency weather preparedness kit?
So there's several places that you can go. The Red Cross, the American Red Cross, has a program for emergency preparedness kits, and it's called their pillowcase program, and it's designed so that in an emergency, kids can take their pillowcase off their pillow and they can throw their favorite toys, their electronics, whatever it may be, into that pillowcase, and they can take it with them. But Ready.gov has a more in-depth program for preparedness kits, and what they do is you take a backpack, and if a kid has a favorite animal, you buy a spare of that favorite animal and you put it in that backpack. If they have medicines that they need, you put spares of the medicine in there, and their paperwork, copies of their birth certificates, and any pertinent information to the child, where they go to school, who their teacher is, and that type of information. And then in the adult backpacks, you put not only your birth certificates, but maybe your marriage certificate, your banking information, things that you will need to prove who you are if you don't have your driver's license, if you don't have your social security cards and stuff like that. So when you go, if you have to evacuate or you have damage to your house and you come out and there's no house anymore, you can prove who you are so that you can access your accounts to get monies. You can prove who you are to the government to FEMA, so that you can get support and help. So when you build those kits, and even cash money, right? Go and stockpile some money, and for every person it's different, right? But debit cards, they may not be readily usable after a disaster. ATMs may be destroyed, banks may be destroyed, there may be things that happen. So we recommend that people have cash on them. Some people will like $500, some people like $1,000, some people like a lot more money than that, right? It just depends. But those are the things that you will take with you when you go to shelter if there's a tornado warning, or if you have to evacuate, so that you can have those things if you cannot return to your residence. So those are things that we really want people to capitalize on and focus on, is the preparedness aspect. Preparedness now, coupled with practicing going to your safe location, like if you have an underground storm shelter, can the kids get in there by themselves if they have to? Do they know what it means when the NOAA weather radio goes off? What does it mean if they're at home in the afternoon after school and they're waiting for their parents to come home, and they're sitting at the kitchen table doing their homework and the tornado sirens go off? What does that mean? Do they know where to go? Do they know what to do? And do they know to take their kits with them? So those are the types of things that our office focuses on when we're not working events, right? We're in the response, recovery, the planning, and the mitigation. We're in one of those 4 phases constantly.
Thank you, Mr. Rob Hill, for telling us all about your job and how to be weather prepared. Now, if you want to be a professional weather wizard, then make sure that you make your emergency weather kit and go to Microsoft Forms and Flipgrid to show it off. We want to see what you guys made. Also, as always, if you guys have any other questions, make sure to go to 4h.okstate.edu. Bye, guys.